Ridiculous. Stunning. Are we going? Court, you're back.
Yay.
It's great to see you again. How's your butt?
It's, you know, it's kind of jello-y.
You want to work it out?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Lay down.
You got, hold on.
Are we on? Well, roll back, Court. Okie dokie. Now bend your knees and place your feet down. I'm glad you're wearing the Jane Fonda shirt because she's a hustler.
She's my hero.
She's my hero. Have you seen how good she looks?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make you look like her now. And I think that she could be in her 80s.
Awesome.
Okay, so whenever you do anything with your knees bent and you're doing a glute exercise, you always want to make sure that your heels are out from underneath your knees, because if you do this and you lift your butt up, this is a lot of pressure on your patella tendon, which is not cool. Your patella tendon can also hurt if you, and roll down because that's probably just too much. I don't want to fatigue it. But while I'm explaining this, let's have you hold your butt up. Hold it there. If you run downhill or walk downhill a lot and your knees hurt, it's because your kneecap is pressing onto your patella tendon. So it's kind of the same idea of you never want to put too much pressure of something shooting out on top and having this guy have to stop it. So that was a long-winded version of what I was telling you in the beginning, which is okay. So when you want to work your glutes, a lot of people pop your butt up. A lot of people go way too high, which is not that cool. You may get confused with shoulder bridge in yoga. This is not shoulder bridge. This is just to work the butt, which is Zootukis here and here. So I want you to lower down a little bit more and exhale. When you exhale, it's a good cue. It's a natural cue for your ribs to pull in, which then allows your back to space out, your vertebrae to space out. So roll down a little bit more. I was always taught that if you were to put your hand underneath the middle of your back, then you know you're isolating your glutes. The reason why I can talk and we're not doing that many exercises here is because she's still holding her glutes. So it's like a great way, it's an easy way to fire it up. It's like a warm up for the butt. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions about your butt before we start to heat it up?
Not really.
Cool. So now drop your butt all the way down and then squeeze your butt all the way up and then drop it down and squeeze it up and drop it down and squeeze it up. Why is this exercise amazing? Because you don't need anything for it, which is kind of what we want, right? A lot of people say, but what? That's the end of that joke. Now, the cool part about laughter during butt exercises is she's also using her abdominal wall, which, another 2 for 1. Why do I feel like, cameraman, you don't like this segment? You're watching a girl lift her hips up and down, and you don't like this segment?
I'm offended.
And now hold it up. Squeeze your feet together. Squeeze your knees together. Lift your right leg up. Good. So this is going to fire up the left butt cheek a lot. Again, always check yourself. If you're feeling anything in your knee, move your heel out a little bit more and squeeze your glutes a little bit tighter. Holding is a lot of times the same thing as pulsing. You're engaging your glutes. That's what you want. You don't have to get too fancy. I don't understand why people get so fancy. Sometimes you just want to go out to dinner and not be fancy. Sometimes you want to do exercises and not be fancy. You know, it's still the same dinner. Am I right? It's the same dinner. It's the same food. This is the same work. And place it down. Did you catch that? Did you hear her? She seemed fatigued. Extend your left leg out and hold it. Good. Keep holding. Keep holding. Keep holding. So again, you'll notice that she's not lifting up her chest, which will then go to her back. A lot of people want to use the back because it's stronger, but let's not do it. Let's use the abdominals and then squeeze the glutes to lift it up. Bend the knee, place it down. Lift your right leg up again. Hold it there. Now I want you to bring it up to here. Now you're going to drop your butt all the way down and then lift your butt up and down and up. And let's say we do 20 of these. Good. So make sure, again, I think the most important thing to be wary of on this is your knee. So if, again, you ever start to feel it, it may be pressing out. Just keep it in line. Knee always stays in line with the hip. The ankle stays in line with the knee. The ankle stays in line with the hip, and you're good to go. And let's say 10 more, because we may have done 10.
I wasn't counting.
I wasn't counting either. Do you feel anything in your butt right now?
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Boom. That brings us to a really, really important part. 3 more, endorphins. You can get so high from doing exercise. I've heard it before. I'm not joking around. And hold it up. Bend, place it down, keep your butt up. If you want to feel good, you should exercise. Lift your other leg up. Good, hold that there. And drop it down and up. Now, another thing that I really like that Court's doing is she's giving muscle tension throughout her whole leg. So even though this leg, this glute, is the one that's doing work, this leg is just toning, it's doing an isometric, which is, you're just an overachiever. No, you just care about yourself. And maybe you're an overachiever. But the point is that this is what I want to see. People say all the time, how do you get your legs toned? How do you get your legs toned? You're not lazy. You squeeze and you work and you extend. You work as much as you can. It's all up to you. So what you want out of it is what you put into it. It's like if you were to bake, let's say 10 more. If you were to bake a loaf of bread without any ingredients, you want to know what your loaf of bread would look like? Nothing, because you didn't put anything in it. Woo! 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Bend the knee, place it down. Slowly roll down. We're not done. Hold it there. Now, if you've got a wall or if you've got any structure that's secure, you're going to place your heels on the edge of the bench. The edge, right here. Okay. Court, I'm going to rotate you.
Okay.
Awesome. So go ahead and stand up. And so you want to be up against a wall or up against, that is so sweet of you to help. It is always nice to have friends who are helpful. Complete side note. Okay. So lay down. And this time your heels are going to be up on the bench. Your arms are going to be down by your side. And you want your legs to be in 90 degrees. So move your butt that way. Okay, flex your feet straight up. Good, that looks pretty good. Okay, head down and squeeze your butt. Hold it right there. Good. So this is a little different from the last one. It really gets what I like to call the lower tier, which, ladies and gentlemen, it's the thing that hangs below the underwear line. If you're wearing thongs, different story. It's the thing that hangs below the, if the butt cheek, keep holding. If the butt cheek ends here, your lower tier of the butt is down here. So that's what we're aiming at right now. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen a lower tier hanging out of a very short pair of jean shorts? Mm-hmm. Okay. Drop your butt down and squeeze right there. Good. Drop down and squeeze up and down and up. That's it. All you're doing is engaging your glutes, but you're just working a different angle, so you're going to work different stuff. Tell me when you start to feel it, Court.
I'm feeling it.
You are?
Yeah. In a different spot. That's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's the thing, is people always say, how do you come up with different exercises? It's like move around, move around. Nothing can be duplicated. Well, that's a lie. Everything can be duplicated somewhat, but it's very easy to shift a little bit and get a totally different exercise. So that should hopefully encourage all of you at home to get creative and realize that there's not really a wrong exercise to do, or there are so many different exercises to do. So don't ever think that you're going to run out. Just play around and trust yourself, because if it hurts in a I should be behind that. That's my fault. That's my fault. That's set design is what it is. If you think that there's an end or you only have 5 exercises, change it a little bit and it'll be a completely different focus. All you have to do is change it a little bit. Good, now hold it up and lift your right leg up. Ooh, all the way up again, and then just 20 down and up. Good, 2, 3. So again, not much movement on this butt series, but you don't need much movement, right? Good. But I think if there's one thing, one piece of advice that I can give you, it's always think about the glutes and release the back, because that is what will take over. The lower back will take over, because so many of us stand in this kind of S curve where your glutes are popped out and your lower back is caved in. Example, keep doing that, Court, is this. So our lower back gets really tight. So you have, and it will take over when you're in this position. So that's why if you just squeeze the glutes and then hold it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it up. Place this foot down. Good. Lift the other one up. Still feeling it. And down and up. Good. 2, 3, 4. Here's the thing about counting. If I were to just count, how bored would everybody be? Would you be more bored?
Yeah.
Are you attracted to numbers?
Yes.
That's a point. Good. 10 more. 9, 8, and we talk. What are you doing today, Court?
This.
All right, 5 more. She's accurate. 4 more. 3, and 1. And then slowly roll it down. Bring both knees into your chest, and your butt is done.
Whew.
What do you want, Josh? We're done. The buns are cooked.